need to say something to you today, and I'm going to say this with love, but I'm going to say it directly. Sis, you are too broke to remain invisible, especially at 50 years old. You cannot afford to keep hiding. Let me tell you about a specific kind of woman, the one who spent her 30s and her 40s invisible. And it's not because she had nothing to offer, but because life had other requirements for it. And I'm pretty sure that you can identify yourself with that because maybe it was children. Maybe it was a career that took everything out of you. Maybe it was being the daughter who held her family together. You're doing everything for everybody. You are the breadwinner of the family. Maybe it was being the strong one in every room that she walked into. The reason here does not matter because the result is the same. The result is the same in terms of you put your dream on hold just until everything settled down, or just until you have a little bit more time, or just until you feel that the moment is right. And then she told herself, when the season changes, I will start. If she was a mother, she carried that specific guilt that moms carry sometimes, looking at women with more time and fewer obligations, doing the best that she could while raising a child at the same time. Still loving every moment of it and still carrying the weight of the dream that she kept pushing back to later. Those years raising her children were not wasted. Those years raising my child were not wasted, but because you were building something that mattered. You were present for the people who needed you. You were doing what the season, what the specific season in your life required. And then the season changed. The children grew up and they go to college, or the career stabilized, or the parents were settled, or someone else in your family took over taking care of the parent, or the family emergency that you were handling, it passed. So the thing that you were waiting on, it finally happened, but you are still invisible. And it's not because life is in the way anymore, but because you got used to being invisible, and that invisibility became the default setting because you spent so many years not taking up space that taking up space now, it feels foreign to you. It feels uncomfortable. It feels a little bit presumptuous even. You are invisible by necessity, and that invisible by necessity has become invisible by habit, and those are two completely different things. And I want to talk about the voices that keeps you hiding, because I know that this voice, I have said it to myself many times. That still voice that says, who's going to listen to you? You are a 50-year-old woman now. What do you have to offer? Oh, you missed that window because you should have done this when you were in your 20s or when you were in your 30s. Everyone else is already ahead of you. And for me, there was an extra layer to that voice because I was not just a 50-year-old woman. I was a 50-year-old Haitian immigrant who built everything here alone. And a lot of time, I even resent the time that it took me to get accustomed to this country, to get with the program. And I did that without a safety net. So I felt that if I had the safety net, maybe I would have been further along the way, and I didn't have a family who understood what I was building. So I was invisible in two ways. I was invisible as a Black woman, and I was visible as an immigrant also in spaces that were not designed to see me. And yet at 50, so many of the things that used to stop me, they're gone now. Things like what people think of me, or what people think about my appearance, or other people's opinions of my ambitions, whether I fit the version of a woman that they expected or not. None of that I found is an obstacle anymore because I did that work and I earned that freedom. But I feel that there is only one obstacle left, And that obstacle was the habit of hiding. And here's where I need to be very honest with you. Money is tight. And I'm sure you can relate with that. And I know that there's a lot going on out there. Groceries being more expensive, filling up your tank of gas with twice as much as you used to. That is a real thing, and it's not a small thing. And here is the truth about invisibility that nobody says out loud. Staying invisible is not free. I am not saying your dream is going to make you rich tomorrow. I'm saying your dream is currently making you $0. So, what exactly is the downside of showing up? Every day you're not visible, not putting your offer out there, not starting your business, not being seen by the people who actually need what you do, it is a day that you are not getting paid, guaranteed. Invisibility can feel safe. I get it, especially when you can use your children as an excuse, but it has a price. And right now, if you're feeling broke, you are paying that price, and you are paying that price every single day. The dream that you kept pushing back is not just a dream anymore. That dream is your income. That dream is your next chapter. That dream is the thing that changes what the next 10 years will look like for you. But it cannot do any of that while you are still hiding. And sis, you are too broke to remain invisible. I say that with every ounce of love that I have, but I need you to hear it. And I want to tell you what showing up actually looked like for me, because I think that we imagine it has to look a certain way before we can start. It doesn't. I started this channel, I started taking it seriously at 50 years old with bad lighting, with very few people watching, with a learning curve that had no end in sight, with days where I recorded a video and 6 people showed up and watched. But I showed up anyways. And it's not because I had figured this whole thing out, but it was because the alternative for me was staying invisible. And I could not afford that in every sense of the word. That is it. I could not afford it. And that is the whole requirement. You don't need to have a fully built business. You don't need the perfect moment. You just need the decision that staying invisible, it costs more than showing up imperfectly. You have spent years being invisible by necessity. And those years, absolutely, they were not wasted. They were building something real, a depth of experience that nobody can take from you. And it gave you also clarity about what truly matters for you, a freedom from caring about what people think that only comes from actually living that life. The invisible years, however, they're over because the season has changed for you and you have no more excuses, especially your children. The excuses are gone. So you are too broke to remain invisible, and you are too powerful to stay hiding. So show up. Show up imperfectly. Show up even unprepared. Just hit record. And if you're 50 years old and starting, so what? Show up anyways. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Webley, and I want you to drop a comment below and tell me, what have you been keeping invisible? Or what is the thing that you keep saying you will start when the time is right? I want to read every single one of your answers, and remember to hit subscribe because I will see you in the next one.